Shader updates. So we've got some changes. Fix the brightness a little bit for this glow on the cursor. And then now it has a vector animated rotation on the texture. And so what that means is it's happening on the GPU. And since the collisions are just a consistent circle, then that's fine. Also got some states over here for the 2D UI. And so this one, it's maybe hard to tell. I'm not sure how the video is going to translate, but on my screen, this is jittering. So for this one, I was using a animation. Let's go to, let's see. So this one I was using an animation called, whatever this is called, this animation sequencer, or, you know, this thing works, but it produces jitter, and it might be the FPS. Like maybe I just need to alter this, and I'll test this live, kind of see what happens. But I was going to move it to a material-based like animation. So you can see this one over here is animating right now. That one's being done through material. And where did this thing go? Okay, here we are. So it's still jittering. It almost seems like the more frame rate you get, the more worse it jitters. But it's also not consistent. Like it only jitters sometimes. Like right now it's fine. Now it's jittering. And then it stops and it jitters. So not really sure what's up there. But the material-based animations are very smooth. And you can still, mess with the parameters sort of. So the way that that's set up, which I'd shown previously, but this button style, we have the normal, and then we have normal hovered and normal pressed. You can kind of see it's pretty cool with the material based parameters. It like even gives you a little preview in here, which is super neat. So I just made one base material and then had some parameters to like modify the speed and then the opacity, and that was that. So that was it for the 2D gear. That works pretty well. So I'm not going to be using the animator as much for the UI for some things. And then for the 3D stuff, you go into regular material. So I have this big old giant master comic material. And so today I added this node here. So I pulled this from this website, which I've been running into his stuff a lot, Tom Looman. So I just copied that into here, and it's virtually the same thing. Like his version, it doesn't have as many options. Like it looks like he was maybe working with Unreal 4, and so Unreal 5 has a little bit more parameters and stuff you can change to. But I just used the whatever the defaults were, and it seemed pretty good. So I have the switch parameter on here, and then in my material instance, I cut on the is rotate, and then you can mess with the speed. Although I set a default, that seems pretty reasonable. And it works. So we get this rotation. Now to fix the glow, what I had going on previously was a simple switch to enable glowing, and so it ran through this emissive color. So I have all this calculating to get the tune shade color thing happening, and it'll effectively just pass that straight into emissive color. But I wanted to grade it a little bit, so I just added, it was just doing a pure switch, but I added a multiply to the glow. So as long as it's over 0.1, then it'll start to multiply it times the emissive, so you can get like a glowing intensity instead of just the plain, where'd you go? Instead of just the plain on or off switch. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to navigate this a little bit, so where'd you go? Yeah, so ours is 0.33. So let me see if I can get this guy. So you see that, and then we'll do, it's like multiply it times 10, so it gets a lot more intense, and you can get kind of ridiculous with this. So that's neat. Now I can control the glow intensity of it, but for now, I think this is what I want, something pretty low. And that's good. So yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm going to be, there's a little thing here, the menu that's going to slide out, and so I'm going to get that to slide out next. I'm losing control of that cursor when I click on the UI. So there's some code somewhere that when you click on the UI, it like steals the physical cursor. So I'm going to do something about that, like either make it go away because there's going to be a menu that's coming on top of this anyways. So Um, yeah, so this will come into the table is going to come to play once we get into customizing the ships, which this ship is not. It'll be different. There's going to be multiple things here and lots to lots to do. So this 3D menu part will come later, and so that's why it's like this right now. But there's some 2D elements like to grab data from the network and just see what matches are available, and then switching context over here with which fleet are you customizing. So that's basically it for this menu. I just got to slowly build that out. So that's what's coming next. Got to get this guy to come out.